Hi friends, it's Miss Cindy again, back here at Nativity. I'm in one of the classrooms at Nativity, or actually it's a gathering room, the Father Reedy room. I hope I said that right. But lots of things go on here at church, and there's still church services going on. The children are going to school, and today we're here filming a video for you to help us learn about things we can do with using our senses and being thankful for our different senses. Do you know how many senses that you have? I bet you do. We're going to count them in a few minutes. I'll give you a hint. It's 5, right? But first we're going to read this story called God Loves You, because that's the most important thing that we can remember, is that God loves us. No matter what we do or where we are, God loves us every day. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, God loves you, and He loves me, and He loves everyone in your family. And this book is one of my favorite books. I read it to my class many times during the year, and it's just to remind us that we're all different, and God loves all of us, and He made us different. We're not all supposed to be the same, and being different is a wonderful thing, and God made us that way. If you think about flowers, for example, God didn't make all the flowers red or yellow. He made them all different, and He loves them all because they're different. And birds, for example, there are so many different kinds of birds, and God made them all different. So people are different too, and we need to be kind to each other and remember that our differences come from God, okay? So this is called God Loves You. You can be silly, or you can be sad. You can be merry, or you can be mad. You can be grumpy, or you can be glad. God loves you just as you are. You can be short, or you can be tall. You can be big, or you can be small. Your size and your shape don't matter at all, because God loves you just as you are. You can be messy, I'm a little messy, or you can be neat. You can be pokey or fast on your feet. March with the others or to your own beat. God loves you just as you are. You can be dark or you can be light. You can be shades of the day or the night. Whatever your color, it suits you just right. God loves you just as you are. God made each part from your head to your toe. Day in and day out, He is helping you grow. God made you special, and that's how you know that God loves you just as you are. So that is a good thing to remember, friends. And it's a good thing to remember when you're frustrated with somebody, that they are just the way God made them to be, right? So we all need to be kind and tolerant to each other. I want to hold up the book again in case your parents might want to look for this book, so I'll hold it up for a second. Well, friends, I have Laverne here with me today. Laverne, what are you wearing? I think it's a very nice, it's a chef's hat. Yes, I like talking about the different senses, and when I think about your senses, which are your sense of smell, your sense of hearing, your sense of sight or vision, your sense of touch, and your sense of taste. Oh yes, taste is Laverne's favorite. Laverne brought something for me, one of my favorite snacks. And I think that it's really fun to talk about this particular snack because it's a snack that you can also hear. Can you think of a snack that when you cook it makes some loud noises? Are you helping yourself? Yes, well, she is the chef. This is her best chef's hat. Yes. Now, popcorn is one of those snacks that you can hear when it's cooking, and you can hear when someone eats it. Whoa, is it too salty? That's right. Everybody has different senses of taste. And so what I think might taste good might be something that you might not like. My husband, for example, yes, he doesn't really like popcorn. It's not his favorite thing. He likes Tostitos. But we share and we take turns with our snacks. And sometimes people think that some snacks are too salty and some are too sweet. Some people like all kinds of things. I like really hot, spicy things, like wasabi peas. Can you think of something that you like to eat? No, Laverne does not like wasabi peas. They hurt her tongue. That's true. She doesn't like those. But there's lots of different things that you can eat, and everybody has different tastes and flavors that they like. Maybe you really like broccoli. Or maybe your brother and sister really like cheese. Everyone's a little different, but that's okay because God made us all that way. And we are very thankful for our sense of taste. Yes, Laverne says, oh, she smells something. Well, you probably still smell the popcorn, Laverne. Oh, you are being extremely messy today. That's okay. We'll clean it up when we're done. But your sense of smell is also a great gift from God. Can you think of something that you like to smell? Yes, I know popcorn is something I like to smell. I like to smell some flowers, not all flowers. Like I know some people really like lavender, but I don't. What flower do you like to smell? Oh, I really like to smell Christmas trees. That makes me excited because it means Christmas is coming. Do you like to smell Christmas trees too? Yeah, me too. Well, I think we have talked enough about what we smell and what we taste. Yep. So let's talk about what is our other sense. Can you think of one? Maybe say it out loud. I hope you said sight, because that's what we're going to do next. Now, I keep around things that I really like to see. One of my favorite animals is a peacock, and they have beautiful feathers. Now these feathers at the bottom, you stop eating the feathers. The feathers at the bottom are not peacock feathers, but these feathers, that one that Laverne is pointing to, that's a really pretty feather from a peacock. And like I told you earlier, God made all the different animals very different, and the peacocks have these beautiful feathers. And the interesting thing about peacocks is that the moms and the dads look very different. This is a picture I have at my house because I like peacocks. But see the really pretty peacock here and then the kind of a plain peacock? Yes, I see you're paying good attention. The pretty peacock is the dad peacock. The males are the ones that look like this. And this is the mommy peacock that looks like that. Isn't that pretty? A local artist drew this. So we all have different talents. I can't draw, but I enjoy looking at this, and that's something that I like seeing. I also like looking at pictures from the beach because the beach makes me happy. So maybe you have pictures in your house of things that you like to see. But we all see things differently, and some people don't like peacocks. This is a gift that my friend sent me. It's a special card, and I love it just like this. Can you tell it what it is? It might look a little bit like a wave. It has pretty sparkles, but then you see something funny up the top. Have you guessed what it is yet? I'm going to turn it over the way it was meant to be, and I'll show you. Now do you see the peacock? There's the peacock's head, and that's the big pretty peacock tail. But for some reason, I like to look at it the other way. So at my house, I have hung it this way because I feel like the peacock is playing peekaboo. So this is just to remind you that we all have different ways of looking at things, and our sight is a special gift from God. And if you watched our other video where we talked about the 10 men that Jesus healed, there are also other Bible stories you can read about Jesus healing blind people. And our sight is a great big gift that we have. Yes. Oh. Yes. Laverne says it's time to listen. That's your gift of hearing. So let me see if you can guess some of these sounds. What's some sound? We've talked about birds, haven't we? Let's see what we think this might be. Can you hear that? Let's do it one more time. Yes, That's a rooster. If you guessed rooster, you did good. Now, let's see what other, I like to listen to farm animals. I don't know about you. Let's see if we have any more animals to hear. I think that's a dog. Now, what else? I think that you spilled a lot of popcorn in my lap. We'll save that for later. Let's see. That might be a duck. What do you think? Maybe? I think that's a bad pig. I think it's a pig sound. All right. Well, a long time ago, I will tell you a sound that used to make me feel, sometimes I would wake up and feel lonely during the night because I lived by myself in an apartment, but I lived near a train track, and at night I would hear the train go by and it would make me feel better because I realized there were people awake at night and other people were working and that everything was okay. So I enjoyed listening to the train. Oh, do you like pretending you're on the train? Trains make lots of noises. That one wakes you up if you live near the train. But most of all, I just like listening to it go by on the track. Yep. All right, well, we've done, smell. Did you smell the popcorn? Yes. We've done hearing, we've done sight, touch. We haven't talked about touch. This one might be a little something you're not expecting, but this one is, we can talk about touch. Some things are cold and hard and seem very permanent, and some things are really nice and soft. Like Laverne is soft, and these feathers are soft. Don't sneeze. But this is a rock, and I really like rocks. My grandmother was in a hiking club, and she collected rocks whenever she went on a hike. And she has special rocks that were handed down to me, and they have on the bottom, this one isn't one of those, but it has on the bottom where she collected it from. And so I always like rocks, and I like thinking about them because they've been here a really, really long time. And when you get further in school, you'll learn about rocks and you'll realize that this rock is way, way older than me, even though some days I feel old. Yeah, But rocks are really cool. So things you touch, that is a gift from God, being able to touch. And we talked about taste because we ate popcorn. So I think we've talked about a lot of things. Yeah. And we need to lastly talk about how can we take care of, God has given us all these, our 5 senses, and he's given us a lot of abilities. God has given you a lot of ability to help out and to use your hands and your feet to be God's hands and feet here on earth. So how can we help and take care of the earth? I know at school we talk a lot about recycling, and and we put our water bottles in the recycling bin and our newspapers in the recycling bin, and those are good things that you can do at home and you can help with. And maybe cut up your Amazon boxes, because we all have Amazon boxes, many, and we put them in the recycling bin. But I want to show you a special gift that my neighbor gave me. Besides recycling, Laverne, you made a very big mess with the popcorn. Besides recycling, there's something called repurposing. And that's when you take something that you're not using anymore and change it into something else. So my neighbor, Miss Helene, she takes jewelry that people don't want anymore. Maybe it's not in style anymore. This matches your hat. Would you like to wear that? Yeah. Okay. So she takes jewelry or older jewelry like this. A lot of people aren't going out a lot anymore and aren't wearing their fancy jewelry. And she goes to thrift stores and things and buys old jewelry, or people give her jewelry, and she takes it apart, and then she makes really pretty, something fell off. She makes these really pretty artwork out of it. And that's called repurposing, when you take something that no one's using and you change it into something else. So this was what she took apart, a whole bunch of earrings and jewelry and necklaces, and she glued those onto a piece of paper and made this really pretty wreath. This was a present for us for our anniversary one year. And she makes Christmas trees. She does all kinds of things this way. But that's called repurposing, for when you find a new use for something in your home. And that's one way of being thankful and taking care of God's earth, is by using things that we have. Well, friends, that's all the time that we have for today. I will see you next time.